Hello, welcome back. In this video, we will look at section 4.6, simple queries. Using the select statement, we write a query like this: select, so column list from table, a table list, and we'll give a condition. The selected clause lists the columns to be selected. The from clause refers to the tables involved in the query. The while clause specifies the condition for the selected rule. So this is the while condition is optional. If you don't have it, you're going to apply to the all the tuples, the entire table. There are many options and flavors in the select statement. This section, we're going to introduce simple ones. The complex query will be introduced in the next chapter. Now let's look at comparison and Boolean operators. So this is the things we need to form conditions. So this is the in SQL equal to. So that is equal to. So it's different from the programming language who have double equal sign for equal to, but here in SQL is one equal sign for equal to. This is a not equal, or using this not equal, and less than or equal to, greater than or greater than equal to. Here's the Boolean, not and or. All right, so let's write this one here. Get the names of the students who were born after 1969 and live in the zip code 13301,411. The query result, this is the query result right here. We're going to write the query like this: select first name, middle name, initial, last name. So this is like the columns from student table. And here the birth date is greater than or equal to. So this is the date, and this is the zip code. So this is the simple query. All right. Next, the like, between, and is null operators. SQL has the like operators that can be used for pattern matching. The syntax to check if a string S has a pattern P, so is this S like P or S not like P? You can use white card characters. This is the percentage, pronounced it, this is just a percentage sign, okay, and underline symbol in the pattern. So this is the percentage sign. It matches 0 or more characters, and underline matches any single, any string, a single character. For example, last name like, so here it's one character and then MI, then anything, any number of characters after MI. So last name not like, so this is how you can write it. Okay. Between and checks whether a value V is between two other values, V1 and V2. So V between V1 and V2. Or V not between V1 and V2. And V between V1 and V2 is equivalent to, actually, you can write the V is greater than or equal to V1 and the V is less than or equal to V2. So here, not is null operator and is not null. So this is checks whether value is null or not null. So here's the example. I'm going to select the first name, mid name, initial, last name, birth date from student, where birth date is between January 1st, 1969 and January 1st of 1974, or the birth date is null. And last name, like first letter begins with uppercase S and the phone number is not null. So this is the ones selected students. So get the name and birth date of students who were born between 1969 and 1974 or unknown. Last name begins with the letter S and the phone is not null. So here's the query. All right, you can use the column alias. So when you select a column, you can say, give an alias name. So here, last name, you can say as last name, and birth date as here, birth date. So from student, and when you display it, here's last name instead of the column name, last name like this. So you have birth date. And for student, a last name like this, and here in the middle here is T right here. The second character is T. So this is an underline T and then anything after T. The as keyword is optional. Sometimes you can write it without using as. Okay, for some languages, for the some you can try it, but it's standard. It should be as. The arithmetic operators, you can use the arithmetic operators, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction in SQL. So here, assume each credit hour is 50 minutes of lectures, get the total minutes for each course with the subject CSCI. So we get the title, and this is the number of credits as lecture minutes per week. So here is the lecture minutes per week. And that's here, lecture minutes per week for all the CS courses. So I think should also actually select something that's the course name title, so that makes it looks better. So this is only one column, you don't know what is this number is related to. All right, concatenation operator. So you can concatenate things here. Is here listed the full name of students whose area code of the phone number is 707. The query result is shown this. So here you can have first name, mid-name initial, and last name is concatenated all this as alias is name from students. So here this is name. So this is what is displayed. It's combined together, concatenation, displaying distinct tuples. So here we can have all the subject displayed, but if you want the distinct ones, and put a distinct on this column, so it's going to be distinct. Okay, so this is not distinct. Select the student ID, and here select distinct. When there's more than one item in the selected clause, the distinct keyword applies to all the items to find the distinct tuples. So this is here. And this is mid-name initial, last name from student, and this is here. So this is all here. And select distinct. So look, distinct, mid-name, last name, mid-name, initial, last name. So now you're going to see this is R. Smith. So this distinct applies to entire thing. So they're not distinct. So this is going to be only you have this one R. Smith here. So distinct keyword applies to all items in the select clause. Please note that by definition, null values are known and cannot be compared with each other, but distinct traits, null values are the same. Therefore, if there's multiple selected tuples are null, only one is displayed. Displaying sorted tuples. So you can display it in order. So this is the order by clause here. So here is the order by which column. So you can specify, this is by default, it's in increasing order. So here, we're going to order by, it's a ascending order, and you can have a descending order. So this is order by. So you're going to select last name, comma, and first name as full name. From student, phone is like 912, begins with area code 912, ordered by the last name in the descending order and first name ascending order. So first, the criteria for the sort is on the last name. So the last name, if the last name is the same, and then you look at the first name. So like, so Smith, so John, Josh, so John is G-E, so this is E before Josh. So this would be a descending order, so S, S, and then P, K. And if their last name is the same, look at the first name. So please note that the columns to be sorted list may contain any columns in the table, not necessary to be in the selected column list. So here you have this is this order. Okay, so you this is not this one here. You have it last name, first name, but sometimes the ordered field may not appear in the select. So note when null values are sorted, they are ordered to last in Oracle and also in MySQL. SQL functions. So there's standard functions here: count, max, min, average, sum. So there's, and then there are also some non-standard, depends on the database. So let's look at the standard ones. Standard ones are the count. All right, so what is a count? A count is count the number of tuples here. So here is a count a number of faculty. Okay, minimum salary as max salary as max salary, and average salary as average, and sum as total salary from faculty. Just to count all this from faculty. How many faculty here? So how many faculty, and the minimum, max salary, average, and total salary. So what we're doing here is this. Those are the called aggregate functions. They apply to all the group, all the tuples specified. So if no row meets the query condition and count returns 0, and all the other count functions return null. And you can use distinct with any aggregate except this count. Yeah, okay. So here, and this is finds only the distinct salaries total. So if two salaries stand the same, it's not counted here in the sum. And the null values are ignored in the aggregate functions, except this count here. Okay. All right. The aggregate functions cannot be used in the where clause. For example, you cannot use where salary is the max salary. No, you have to write a difference. So there's Oracle functions. So you can see that that's really very similar to MySQL. So just, and character functions. So there's some character functions in MySQL and also in Oracle, and very similar. Now, Oracle actually owns MySQL, so they now have a lot of things actually very much the same. So the date functions, the date. So we already see the date functions. Conversion functions, you're going to convert value from one type to the other. So this is conversion functions. So please read this. And some miscellaneous functions. So this is something, and you can cross it. All right. Okay. All right. Let's just read this. Update faculty. So how do you update it? The salary. So here is, look, we're going to increase the salary for math faculty by 10%, and for CS faculty by 20%, and others 15%. So here, department code, math salary is going to be this, depending on the department code, depending on department code. So we're going to make this. For the CS is this 20%, and the others is 15%. So that's it, what we do. So this one. All right, that is all for this part of this video, and we're going to look at the group by clause in the next video.